There's some
I'm
weird.
like, I could make one. Okay, I love the real story auditions. It's like if only there was someone who could act like they did.
It's always a paid endorsement. Still a little writing at the bottom. This is the paid actor.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Prepare yourself, guys. This is
Tell yourself. Very weird.
T3 Media.
Through the media.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Talking Through the Medias, your home for entertainment, news, and reviews by fans for fans. Remember to like the video and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And if you would like to go even further, maybe your New Year's resolution is going to be more charitable. And if you want to do it, you can support us by becoming a member or sponsor us on Patreon for some exclusives. Make sure you share your thoughts, drop those comments. We want to hear them. I'm Amy Newman. I don't have adjectives for everybody, but we got Chris and we got Sean here. Hey, guys.
Hey,
How you doing?
it's the return. So that was the big surprise. I promised you guys a surprise. We said that we were gonna try to have a guest at the end of every month, for the weekly show. So it just turns out Sean was doing nothing. And I said, Sean, get your butt up and get on the damn show before 2020 is out. So he was like, fine. So without further ado, hey, welcome back to the channel, Sean Malloy. What is up, man?
Thank you. Same as everybody else here. I'm just waiting for 2020 to end and for the movies to kind of get back in the normal swing and be able to get back into the theaters. This whole thing is just kind of weird. I'm ready to put 2020 behind it.
Does the place look different? I mean, I moved some stuff around since the last time you were inside.
Chris's background always looks dope. Like it doesn't. That's one thing Chris always has in check. And you can look at mine. It's not like Chris's.
No.
Even Amy's looks good. Mine is terrible. It's okay. That's why I'm just the guest.
None of us here are just the guests. We're looking at, this is the Trinity. It's like, this is the Superman. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. Superman, Batman, and the Wonder Woman of the, and
I guess I'm Wonder Woman.
Yes, Sean, I'm about to say.
I was just going to ask.
But how's everybody doing? You guys have good holidays so far? Everybody's, like Sean said, looking forward to 2021 for this whole thing. You know what? That's one thing right there. 2020 got a bad rap. I mean, the thing was called COVID-19.
2020 was a terrible year.
But think about it like this.
It's not the year.
It is. It's 2019's fault. That's when the damn thing was where it started. It's like 2019. It was like, ha, and then got away with it, and 2020's got set up. that's what I kind of feel.
Yes, because the first 2 months were lovely. I had a great January, February, and
yeah.
Actually, she's right. I did have a good January and the beginning of February, like towards the middle, and then all normality just went out the window.
There was a definite fake out.
Yeah. Well, we got Rob Ruth on. Says hello from Ontario, Canada. What's going on, Rod? How you doing?
Woo!
You're back. Man, you get you're the first person to say hello to the originals of the channel. This is Chris, Sean, and Amy. We're talking to the medias. As you guys may or may not know, Sean and I, we started this channel a long time ago. A couple of years ago, we started doing this. And then I was like, you know what? This isn't working out. And Amy came and made it 10 times cool. No,
she made it better. Like, we're going to get some real views now.
It was like, you know what, Sean? I want to talk about entertainment news. I'm tired of talking about the same old fart jokes and stuff, so... I want to talk about fart jokes with other people now. No, but yeah, man. Sean's been working so hard, and it's kind of hard to pin him down. And anytime he gets some free time, we're always on the video game. But this time I was like, no, we got to get you on the channel. Let's try to do this before.
On me.
Yeah, before the end of the year. So it's the same show, guys. We're going to talk about some main topics from entertainment news from the week. Catch up from what's been going on from the vacation and try to catch up with what you guys been talking about. So, and then after that, we probably might just spill off and talk about some other stuff that's been trending around the internets and just get into those little things. And we'll talk about some other things on not why is that trending on We Got Your Mail, and we'll get caught up on We Got Your Vote as well. So let's hurry up and let's get this whole thing started right now. Amy, you have the topics all set up and queued up, don't you?
I do. Thanks for
what's
asking. From Variety, Hilaria Baldwin responded to accusations that she's been faking her Spanish accent and cultural roots in an Instagram video on Sunday, stating the following. My family is white. Ethnically, I'm a mix of many, many, many things. Culturally, I grew up with two cultures, so it's really as simple as that. Alec Baldwin took to Twitter in defense of his wife, calling out the person who made the tweet thread, stating that people have to hack their way through the debris and that the platform is a vast orchard of crap. Admitting to having added to the orchard in the past himself on other topics, Hilaria Baldwin confirmed she was in fact born in Boston and raised partially in both Boston and Spain.
Boston.
From the mean streets of Boston.
You know.
I mean, okay, who wants to take this one first? I'm not going to go first.
My favorite thing about this whole story is that Hilaria Baldwin is just the girl who spent like 2 months abroad and will not stop being like, oh, well, that's not how we did things in Barcelona. And you're like, you're not.
Is that how she talks?
Is this story on a huge scale?
Is that how she talks for real? Like Barcelona? Like she really throws an extra.
I don't think she does the Barcelonan accent, but I've seen videos of her doing the Spanish accent, and then midway through the sentence, she starts sounding like me.
I mean, what do you think, Sean? I mean, if you've never heard, I mean. Me and you were from Texas, so I have a little opinion about stuff like this. So what are your thoughts on this?
When you hear stuff like this, you just can't help but laugh. It's like, you can't make this crap up. I mean, like when Amy told me that about her, she's faking a Spanish accent. It's like you just kind of like, oh my God.
I mean, but really? But is it really faking it? I mean, if that's partially her heritage.
Let me rephrase that. If it goes away and comes back,
then she's Madonna.
That's funny to me. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's funny. I can't help it. It's funny.
I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Look, I think I've watched enough Sesame Street and watched a lot of movies where any hint of an accent that I used to have. When I was a little kid, I remember a teacher said, Chris, you really have a real deep Southern accent. I've been accused of having a Southern accent. I know for a fact whenever I go back to my family from when I was a little kid, from where I grew up, like I just visited. I just saw my grandmother a couple of weeks ago. I had to pick something up from her house, but whenever I get on the phone with her, I can hear it sometimes the way I used to talk, my old accent from being around my family from back in the day. It gets I'm from the south side of Houston. It changes. I know I talk differently around family members than I do sometimes when I do my friends, and I don't notice it until I'm with my family. These old draws come out.
I think what's weird about it though, and she has claimed that she's bilingual, and if she's speaking Spanish, that accent comes out. But what's weird to me is it's not like, she's been talking to her family from Spain and she's in an interview and people are going, do you have a little bit of a Spanish accent? She's very clearly curating a Spanish accent, like when she's on TV shows. I will remind me to find the clip at some point. I was looking up clips of this, and at one point she was on a cooking show and did utter the words, how you say cucumber, which is just.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
Yeah. And I don't even, honestly, my thing is like, I didn't know who she was before this, so I don't particularly care. Right. I don't really care where we go from here. I just thought it was a funny story.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you just can't help not but laugh.
I believe her a little bit. I believe like if she was born and raised in Boston, yeah, okay, you're a girl from Boston. But if you went to visit relatives that live in Spain every now and then, and you want to embrace that part of your
I forget how
family.
To say cucumber.
Yeah, right. If you want to embrace, I mean, it's like
how you say cucumber.
It's like didn't Madonna go through that same thing? It's like
she did. She started
British,
speaking
yeah.
like a British.
trying to be British now. Like, come on, now
No,
that.
like I said, it's all just the girl who spends like 2 months abroad and thinks she's like got this fascinating cultural piece of herself now. It's amazing.
I know
It makes her fancier.
It's yeah, you're right. It's funny, but I guess I mean, look, I will take her at her word on her explanation. She's like, if she was born in Boston, at least she said that. At least she didn't say, I thought, we went on Ancestry.com. I thought I thought I was born in Spain.
Instantly, I started speaking with a Spanish
Yeah, exactly. At least she said I was born in Boston, but we went to Spain a lot. Now, if it turns out went to Spain a couple of times, it was really like went to Spain twice when she was 3, then I'll be like, okay, that accent, you need to stop. But if it was like every year and growing up with the
I don't buy it.
I'm about to say Emily's just like no, you got caught.
Stop it.
You got caught. Stop it. Somebody who really speaks Spanish was like, wait a minute, hold on. Say cucumber again. Say adios one more time. No. That's not authentic. And they go, yeah, well, who knows? I don't know. If you guys know any more about it, you guys are already talking about it on the live chat. Rod says, yeah, Madonna was even talking with a British accent for a while. But, I mean, she's embracing her heritage. I mean, who's to argue with that? I mean, Madonna's white and British. I mean, it's not like you can argue that that's where her heritage probably came from.
You're a grown-ass adult.
Well, the thing is when you and I remember when this happened, is when you watch interviews with her, and in the same year or the same month, you watch another interview and the accent is gone. It's like, what? Why?
Then all of a sudden she's the material girl again. But when she's at home, she's all like, "Oh, is Posh and her and Beckham, are they coming over? Oh, cheers!" And she's like, and then her friend that she grew up with were like, "Bitch, please, come on,
no, motherfucker."
Like whatever. You the same girl that was dating Dennis Rodman, but let's know what you guys think about all that
she
stuff.
She made him weird. But anyway.
You the one that turned out Dennis Rodman. Oh man, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you give what's her name, Hillary? Do you give her a? I like when Alec Baldwin was getting roasted. I forgot the comedian's name. She was fumbling over his wife's name. What is your wife's name again? Hilaria. Yeah, it's ridiculous, and then something like that. But let me know what you guys think about it. Do you buy it? Do you not buy it? Do you not care? Is it just like, okay, whatever it is, what it is? Does she get a pass because she went to Spain once when she was 8, or not?
That's gonna get walked back to like, I've had paella before,
yeah.
So I've never been.
It's a Spanish dish. I love it. It's great. Yeah. The only thing I know about paella is from an episode of Seinfeld. I don't think I've ever had it before.
We're not doing a segment on paella, so
sorry. If that's the litmus test. If she can cook a paella, then
she can have the accent.
She can have the accent. All right. Let me end this before it gets weird. Before I start making other references and make you guys uncomfortable. All right, guys. We'll talk about this. Maybe we'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail, or maybe we'll never talk about it ever again.
Maybe we'll all adopt an accent. And for this next segment, let's all pick an accent we always
talking through the accents.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's save us from this one. What's the next topic?
During the Christmas holiday weekend, the two main films on everyone's radar were Pixar and Disney's Soul and Warner Brothers' Wonder Woman 1984. Many people, before seeing either, were extremely excited to see the Amazon princess Gal Gadot, directed by Patty Jenkins, but as mixed reviews came out, the attention started to shift back towards Disney Plus, since most of the reviews for its latest release were more positive. Rotten Tomatoes currently has Wonder Woman 84 at 62% critic positive rating, while Soul is certified fresh, baby, 95%.
Well,
I would stand by those ratings, having watched both.
Sean, you haven't seen either of these films yet, have you?
No. What I will say though is that I was seriously considering upgrading and paying for an HBO Max subscription just to see Wonder Woman. And I'm sure, well, I know, but that's what I was gonna say. I've heard from several people the same thing, that that it was completely not worth it. And I didn't make that decision. So it was like, I kind of dodged the bullet, and I'm like, I'll catch it later. But I think there's going to be a lot of people that were either really irritated or were on the fence about making the decision. Is it worth signing up for an entire subscription for this one movie? And I think HBO did get a lot of subscriptions out of this. So, and if you guys have read, like, the entire Warner Brothers catalog is going up for this. So I'm kind of, I don't think I'll watch. I'm not going to subscribe to HBO Max for this movie. I've heard nothing but really bad things about it.
Oh, you should subscribe to HBO Max because of all the other great things.
Movies coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What about you, Amy?
No,
what?
I mean, don't, because I feel like one of my biggest thoughts after watching that movie was just like, man, I'm glad we at least didn't, like, you know, I wish I would go see it in a theater just to get to be in a theater again. But, you know, also kind of glad this wasn't one of those, you know, tickets and popcorn and it ended up being like a $50 or $60 night out, because it was not great. I got to do
I guess this could be the official, unofficial review of it. I mean, we can have a little discussion about it. Look, I went to the theater and saw Wonder Woman 84. I was begging Joy. I want to support this movie. I want to get out into the theater again. I feel like it's going to be something that's going to be meant to see on the big screen. And the whole time we were sitting there, like, as it just kept progressing, when it got to that second act and the third, we usually will talk to each other, and when we're enjoying a movie, we'll at least acknowledge that we felt like just statues, just stuck in chairs. I felt like we were being held hostage watching this movie, and it felt like the
movie was stretching to make a 2 hour and 25-minute runtime.
It had no business being as long as it was.
Why wouldn't you just cut this down to like an hour 50? And it wouldn't have been good, but at least it wouldn't have felt quite so like bloated.
Let me ask you guys a question. And this is just based on what I saw in the preview. Did the CGI on Cheetah look as bad as it did in the trailers?
I mentioned that on this channel, and I got shish kebabbed from people saying it's not gonna look like that in the end. I was horrible. I was worried. I felt like that was a sign that I felt like that was a sign of what was to come, because you were showing us this scene and it was so dark, and I was like, yeah, you can change it before the movie comes out, but what if they don't? What if this feels like a scene that they're not gonna adjust or tweak? And if that happens, that's gonna tell me a lot when I see this movie. And it turned out my fear was right. But I'm sorry, what were you gonna say, Amy?
Oh, I was hoping, since last year the Cats movie seemed to have caused all this, I'd like to think that maybe that bad cat CGI is like the hard reset we needed somehow. Because it was Cats level, like, what am I looking at? It was rough.
It looked very cheap compared to what I know they spent on that. But I think it was probably $150-200 million they spent on that movie. And I didn't see the movie, but for the little tidbits on the trailer, it did not look like a $200 million.
It didn't. A lot of the, even like the lasso looked kind of weird and cheap to me. Like, none of the CGI really impressed me. Like, it felt a little dated, which is weird considering.
Because the first one, the effects were great in the first one.
They lost like all the spark of the first one, and it was bizarre to see someone get a movie so right, as Patty Jenkins did with the first one, and then just like lose everything. It's like, did you just forget what movie you made? Because honestly, even just a little bit of a rehash and hitting some of those same beats, like, it would have worked.
Why do you think that they greenlit part 3? Because everybody's talking about how fast.
Well, one of the theories is that they greenlit part 3 so fast was because they for that compensation of having to go to HBO Max instead of going to the theaters was hey, if you know, you take this extra bonus, you know, you're probably going to take a pay cut from what this movie might have made. But to compensate for that, we'll give you this amount of money, and we'll greenlight part 3.
I think you're right. I think that a lot of those actors were getting percentages of the box office.
Oh yeah,
kind of went away
Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins were getting a percentage out of it. So they gave them the equivalent of what the movie would have made if it made $1 billion in the box office. Which now I'm thinking Warner Brothers is like, damn it, there's no way in the world I think this movie would have made $1 billion in the box. Because the first one, it might have, that first weekend maybe, but with all those reviews that were coming out, I don't know.
I wouldn't have gone to see it.
I think
I wouldn't have paid to see it.
I think it might have made just as much, if not maybe a tad bit more than what it made the first time. A little bit over, maybe somewhere between 7 to 9. I doubt if it would have ever crossed the billion mark, but I think that's what. Look, one of the things I liked about the movie was Cheetah, not the full cat version of it, but Kristen Wiig. She was one of the things I loved about the movie, but everything else, it was. I mean,
there were so many moments in it. I was just going, why is this happening? What's going on? This doesn't. It's not a complete mess, but it just never quite made sense to me, and it definitely never felt like an actual cohesive. Like, to be sitting to give up 2.5 hours for a movie and leave kind of feeling like, I don't feel like I saw a movie. Like, it just, stuff happened, but it never quite gelled. But here's some spoilers. So sorry, Sean, put some earmuffs on. Here's the thing. At least in the first movie, you got a little bit of a mystery of what's going on behind the scenes, who's pulling these strings, and then there was a big reveal of like one of the gods that was that was pulling the strings. And you never got that moment in this one. It was like it made it seem like, okay, Cheetah's your main bad guy. Pascal is the other bad guy, but was he really? And then if there was supposed to be this god or evil god entity that was pulling the strings behind the scenes, the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, okay, at least I feel like at the very end of this movie, that big old monster is about to burst out and go, you can't take your damn wishes back. I'll kick your ass first. You got to fight me. And that never happened. It's like, everything felt kind of small for what a big movie it was.
The villain was just, just a wish, and the hero of against those wishes were just a speech.
Yeah, and it was all pretty small and boring.
That was pretty much it.
And I know we're probably running out of time for this segment, but real quick caveat: if you are going to put time into one of these movies, I thought Soul was fantastic, lived up to the hype. Super impressed.
It's Victor Bradshaw is like, is the Superman shirt the Wonder Woman joke? Because there is a part that I think Sean would. I would like to get his opinion on it when if he does see it. There is a moment in the movie where I thought this could be a good Superman moment, and I felt like they botched it. And when I was seeing the reviews of it, hearing the reviews about it, I thought that I heard a theory that if they do a third one, that maybe they'll try to take a cue from Thor, like make the third one a buddy cop kind of thing, like how it was Thor and Hulk. Maybe they'll make the third one about Wonder Woman, and maybe Superman will be there. And I remember thinking to myself, that's a perfect opportunity to finally bring Wonder Woman from, these past stories and bring her to the events for after Justice League. And if it's a story between her and Superman, I was like, oh wow, well maybe we'll finally get a full, powered Wonder Woman where, she actually can do everything that she can do in the comic book. And then there's a scene that just kind of just threw that theory out the window, and then they did it in a very poor way. I don't know if I'm being vague for no reason, Sean. If you don't mind, if I don't know if I should even tell you. But
go for it, man.
this attempt of, like, I don't know. All right, okay. You remember part one where she kind of flew a little bit? You remember that? And they kind of come back to that a little bit again. Yeah. And the way they did it, and I was like, did you need to drag it out? You dragged it out for 10 minutes, and the question is still there. Can she fly?
Yeah, it didn't totally. Again, another one of those, like, why is this happening?
It looked like she was lassoing lightning in the trailer.
Yeah, which was awesome. But at least in the first movie, she did it. like briefly, and it was like explained, or like she was super powered up and she flew a little bit, and I was like, okay, that was. And then she kind of does it again, but the flying lasts for like 10 minutes, and you're still left with the question. But can she fly? I think that was bad.
Yeah, it was a definite like C- for sure. Did you get a chance to see Soul, Chris?
I saw Soul first. I was trying to see Wonder Woman first. I wound up seeing Soul first because the kids wanted to see it. I had a blast. And I just realized we went on a whole Wonder Woman rant. I forgot this was supposed to be about Wonder Woman and Soul.
I literally tried to do that earlier.
I felt you trying to pull us back into the real conversation, and I'm with everyone else. I was more excited to see Wonder Woman, but it turns out that I was happier that I saw Soul, and I was happy that I saw Soul first.
Soul was genuinely just like a lovely movie.
You said you saw Soul first?
Like, what?
You saw Soul first or second?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I watched them both at home. I gotta say, Soul I thought was fantastic. I think kids will like it fine, but there was a definite like, who is this for? Like, it was so heavy. It felt like a movie for adults that kids can handle, you know? Like, a lot of the messaging and a lot of the concepts it started delving into is like, this is heavy and I'm a grown adult. Like,
yeah, they really went beyond the whole up thing. Like, you know, when you they went past the second that they're
had
like,
we'll kill everybody you love. I don't care.
The second that they had the little children like soul characters, you know, saying hell or like a joke.
I laugh every time I think about it.
I was like, oh, we're going there. This is going to be one of those Pixar movies. Yeah. Then you have to, but the thing you have to think of like, okay, they're innocents, but they're not really children because they hadn't gone to Earth yet. But still, technically, it was like, no, you got a bunch of little kids to go hell. It was funny.
We did ask on the community. We posted a poll just asking what people watched, what they watched first between Soul and Wonder Woman 1984. It looks like 1% at the time of this taping, 1% watched Wonder Woman 84 in theaters, 6% watched Soul on Disney Plus first, 17% watched Wonder Woman on HBO Max, and a whopping 76% have not seen either. So now you don't need to. Just talking through everything. Bada boom.
Oh yeah, Sean, you haven't been here to notice in a while. The community is voting a lot on stuff. So yeah, we're like you're gonna have to give us some questions to ask the community every now and then. Get some polling questions. I've got some surprises coming up for you, Sean. So trust me, you're gonna enjoy what's coming. I got a little surprise coming your way regarding the poll. But I'm not surprised that the community hasn't seen it, but well, I'm a little surprised it's that one-sided. You guys, I mean, yeah. Do I regret? I probably will watch Wonder Woman again.
I would have watched it if it was on Netflix or Amazon Prime, like Borat 2 did, or some of the other. I definitely would have watched it.
Yeah, I don't regret having watched it once for free. I won't watch it again.
I will watch it again. I don't regret watching it in the theaters because I rolled the dice. It was more likely based on the first movie that
you see it. You know?
But I did regret watching it in the theaters after I was done. But but I was so excited and I wanted it to. It did not feel like the same universe. This movie did not feel like 15 years later or 20 years later that, you know, Kal-El will become the Man of Steel, you know, in the same universe. And in Batman versus Superman,
I really don't believe that the DCU has just got that magic that the Marvel has.
Oh, don't start that fight. No.
I'm just saying overall, like, it just seems like, and I like the characters better from DC than I do Marvel, but like the best, let me ask you, without giving any hints, what do you think is the best DC movie they ever made?
You mean in the DCEU or DC?
Period. The DC character movie ever made.
The Dark Knight.
There you go. That's what 90% of the people are going to say.
Yeah, but then the new Batman movies might come out and might blow them all out the water.
I hope so. I do. I hope so. I don't know how much hope I have in ARPATs, We'll see.
All right. Okay. So we got one more topic. It's not one of our typical topics that we normally do. We usually talk about entertainment news, but since this is the end of the 2020, I decided let's kind of recap, to do a rundown. We haven't done a rundown in a while, so I wanted to do a quick rundown of of what's been going on for this channel for the last 365 days. So, and what did I write? I forgot what I wrote. I don't have it queued up, so if you can help me.
2020, basically 2020 has been a really rough year, but it is a year that Talking Through the Medias. And apparently we do know there's supposed to be an S at the end. You did clarify, or there isn't supposed to be an
guys,
S.
it's Talking Through the Medias as it's a joke. Yeah. Such a, it was a episode of Kids in the Hall where one of the characters was like, "You guys making such a fuss over a few extra S's." Like it was a joke. It's like the word internets. I know it's not really medias. It's a joke.
But we digress. It has been a good year for the channel, and we are very grateful. We've more than doubled the size of this community. I've joined the team. We've had additions to the team, a return to a live weekly show, and making sure that you, the community, has been at the center of all of it, making things like We Got Your Mail and We Got Your Vote fun and just a great joy for us to get to do every week. So now let's take a look back at the next 360, the last three. I can talk. We're going to take a look back at the last 365 days and put a spotlight on the topics, reviews, and reactions that got the most attention.
Right.
I feel like we should cut to something there, but we don't have
I wanted to. I just did not have the time to put the graphics together.
I was like, all right, what's
you were about
like
to
in memoriam video, yeah. So some of our top 2020 videos include June 24th of this year, episode 136. Michael Keaton, Batman again. Mia Khalifa regrets adult films, and Jennifer's body were the topics. Good times.
That was this year's number one. What was that? Full episode of Talking Through the Talking Through the Medias. Yeah. What was the next one on the list? I should have pulled the list up.
The top viewed binge of this year was is it Marcella? Marcella season 3 recap and ending explained. That was you, Chris.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so yeah, the number one. So the most viewed binge review of a TV series was the third season of Marcella. That video blew up because Netflix dropped the ball. They failed to do a recap of season 2. If you were a fan of Marcella and you went to go watch season 3 of Marcella, you were like you're used to starting off a season with a recap of the previous season, but they had none. And because of that, people, I guess they stopped the stream. They went on YouTube and they found my recap of season 2, and that video came from like maybe 1,000 views to like, I don't know, 15,000 views, all because Netflix.
Feel free to just hire us.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need the recap. Okay, so. You don't need a recap. You just need this channel.
Our most voted on poll of 2020 was which actor, no matter the role, seems to just play themselves between Will Ferrell, Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Will Ferrell.
Did The Rock win that? Am I making that up?
I think Will Ferrell won, didn't he?
I think Will Ferrell won that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put the results on it like I should have. Maybe I should have, but yeah, that was the most voted on. We Got Your Vote. It was one of the first ones I did too. So that's probably the reason why. But yeah, that one got the most votes out of anything that we've ever polled.
What about the watch through for Raiders of the Lost Ark? You got a lot of views in there.
No, I don't think that was a We Got Your Vote thing. I'm just going down a list of like the most viewed things that's been on this channel. But
our most viewed movie review of this year for some reason was my review of 365 DNI or 365 Days on Netflix, which was
she hates talking about that movie. Thank you, and I'm glad you guys made that the most watched review of this year because it still makes Amy uncomfortable to even. Sean, have you seen that movie 365 DNI?
It's like, is it Polish? I can't remember now. It's like
Polish porn.
You Polish 50 Shades of Grey.
That made
Sean's
Shades
of Poland. Yeah.
Look, did you see Sean's eyebrows when I said Polish porn? He was like, oh? Go on.
He like kidnaps a lady. It's very uncomfortable.
Come on, let's just get a quick recap. What's the movie about again?
He kidnaps a lady and gives her 365 days to fall in love with him, I think. And then there's a lot of BDSM sex.
You will love me at the end of this year, I promise.
Pretty much. It was just like a sexy perfume ad the entire time, but also deeply upsetting.
I mean, what difference is that than like something like that, anything that Disney ever made where a girl is literally sleeping and defenseless and some dude just goes, I'm just gonna go kiss her. You know, I mean.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. It's the exact same. And the number one reaction from 2020 was July 30th. We dropped Bill Burr, No Reason to Hit a Woman.
The number one
video.
Not only is that the number one video of 2020, it's the number one video of the channel.
Thanks, Bill Burr. Thanks for letting us ride your coattails all the way to the middle.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I did want to have like a little graphic of everything that we were going to talk about. I just didn't have time to put it out.
But it's 2020, so it didn't go right.
Yes, exactly. So maybe in 2021, maybe our graphic will come up. I'll put it together when when we segmentize this whole thing. Guys, you guys have been the reason why this channel has been so successful and growing. You guys that have been contributing to our We Got Your Vote, We Got Your Mail. You send these crazy comments, these fun things to talk about, like just like what you guys are doing, whether it's live or just on the comment section. As Sean like I said, Sean, as one of the originators of the channel, the segment is still partially yours. Your phrase to whenever instead of put a comment below, what do you say?
Oh God, keep watching the movies.
Not the catchphrase.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember what you used to say? How you used to tell people to put a comment below?
Nope.
Put it in the box.
Put it in the. Oh my God.
That's still the thing to say. I always tell people put it in the box. That's a Sean line. He doesn't remember.
Incidentally, was also my favorite line from 365 DNI.
Oh no. Which box are we referencing?
Yeah, see? Ha cha 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 cha. But you guys are the reasons why this was such a fun year. This year blew up. So
such a fun year.
Yeah,
thank you for giving us something to do while we hung on to our sanity by a goddamn thread.
Yeah.
Hey, this year was good for your channel, guys. I mean, it really.
No one had anything better to do. Thanks for watching us.
It was great. We have fun. So yeah. So I guess next week it'll be a whole new year. We'll have a whole fresh set of topics to talk about. We're gonna go on and keep the party going. We'll live stream the. Sean, you said you guys are okay to keep it going. We'll do a shooting star stream. What is it called? Shooting star stream of the We Got Your Vote, We Got Your Mail stuff, and we'll just power through and just keep it going. Some guys are still watching. Who is this? Joe's still there. Victor's still here. So as long as you guys want to watch us record this stuff, we're gonna keep powering through. But that's the show, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching this latest episode of Talking Through the Medias. Like I said, if you guys still want to stick around, we're gonna keep it going. I'm just gonna end it here because this is a 30-minute little segment, so we're just gonna compartmentalize it.
It used to go to like 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I've been very firm with Chris.
Yeah,
no,
Amy.
But it was never like an intentional.
Amy
thing.
looked me in the eye.
Oh my God,
Sean. Amy looked me in the windows of my soul and said, "Happen, not gonna." All right, this is a tight 30 minutes. That's it. That's all. But that's the show, guys. Look, guys, stick around. We're gonna keep it going for We Got Your Vote. That's the end of the show. That's Amy Newman. That's Sean. That's Amy right there. There's Sean Malloy. Catch us online. You can catch Sean here on the channel. Amy, where can they find you online when you're not on the channel?
I am on Instagram at amy.n.newman and on Twitter at amy_n_Newman. And I guess I'll do a little personal plug. an original web series I co-created and wrote and am in, called Your Biggest Fan, is on my YouTube channel. You search Your Biggest Fan. It's on all my social media. So if you like rom-com-y stuff, check that out.
And for Sean,
Thanks for letting me get my little plug.
There you go. And for Sean, you can catch us on Xbox
Live.
Xbox Live. With that's Bioforge and Random Specific. So you can catch us playing PUBG or Call of Duty, and we're gonna be doing that right after we finish the show right here. All right, so let's that's the show. That's this part of the show. Let's move on to the next segment.